Hi, this is Jeff Davis with the Davis Group and another edition of Real Estate Today. Today, I want to talk to you about how do you buy investment property. And for starters, when you are dealing with investment property, realize that the lender is not looking at it the same way they do when people are buying a home. Primarily because when people buy investment property, they're typically emotionally detached. So if you're on a 24 unit building and the building gets foreclosed on, walking away from it is not as hard as if that was your home where you raised your family and your children and you have all these memories. That being the case, lenders are going to look for certain things when you or I want to go in and buy. What are some of those things? First thing they're going to look at, and one of the things they're going to look at, is experience. If you have never managed a multi-unit property, then to go from a single family to a 36 unit property and trying to convince someone that you know what you're doing is going to be very difficult. Now, one of the ways around that is if you're going to buy, let's say, a large multi-unit building and you're trying to convince a bank to give you money, make sure that you have a management company in place when you're making your presentation for the loan, because you understand that one of the bank's biggest concerns is going to be how is that property going to be properly managed. You solve that by having a property management company in place. The second thing you have to look at is cash. You're not going to buy a multi-unit building with 3% down. There are no FHA loans for apartment complexes and stuff. Typically, and we're talking basement here, you're probably talking 20% and up. 20 to 30% is the norm just to get through the door. Now, in future programs, we're going to talk about ways to buy creatively. And there are ways where you're able to buy sometimes and not have that much. But I want you to think that if you're going to buy and invest in commercial property, investment property, apartment buildings, etc., if you're going to invest in properties that you do not live in, have in your mind that you're going to need 20 to 30%. Now, next thing is the property has to make money. The bank is not going to look at how much money you make in order to determine whether or not to give you the loan, because they don't expect you to go to work and pay the mortgage on a 36 unit building. What they do expect is that that building pays for itself. So it is crucial, extremely important that you learn how to do the numbers for those type of properties. If you don't know how to do that at the moment and you're really seriously considering buying something like that, then either get with a realtor or someone who has experience and understands the numbers. Multi-unit properties operate on what they call an income and expense statement, meaning that the income that comes in, the expenses that go out, it leaves a number. The bank looks very, very hard at that number, which is basically this is what comes in, this is what goes out, this is what is left. Because the money that is left is what's going to do what they call service the loan. That's going to pay the payments. So you want to make sure that the properties that you're looking at have a good bottom line number so that when the bank sees it, they can see that there's cash flow there. I remember being in a situation where I was buying a property and I was putting down, minimal. As an investor, you want to put down as little as you can, but the property had really good cash flow. And I remember we didn't close on this property because every time I looked around, the lender was reevaluating the loan. They kept reducing the amount that they would lend, which meant that I had to bring more money. They kept doing things that ate away at the profit, and I understood the reason. Since the property was profitable, they wanted to basically make sure that they got all the profit. But I remember telling the loan officer, listen, I'm not buying this building so that the only thing I'm doing is transferring money from the tenants to you. Because if this property doesn't generate cash, it makes no sense for me. And so, the deal didn't go through. And just a side note, never buy a property that doesn't make sense for you. Forget about everybody else involved. You have to benefit. Your goals have to be reached. If not, it's a waste of time. Again, this is Jeff Davis with the Davis Group coming to you, bringing you some news about real estate. We work here in the Long Beach area, cover all of Southern California. So if you are looking to do something related to real estate, give us a call, go to our website, www.thedavisgroup.info. And remember, you can let real estate take you where your dreams want to go.